Urgent, Vikings fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. New Vikings corner, considered early target as secret weapon for 2025 every season, always has a surprising player in free agency that comes out of nowhere and dramatically impacts their team. Last year, the Minnesota Vikings had 3 defensive players in their first year with the team-notch career highs in tackles Blake Cashman, Jonathan Greenard, and Andrew Van Ginkel. Those 4 linebackers helped the Vikings rank second in rushing yards allowed per game 93, 4 and 5th in scoring defense 19. 5. During this free agency period, Minnesota had no trouble spending money as they signed 7 new defensive players to the team. Those guys include Jeff Okudah, Eric Wilson, Javon Hargrave, Isaiah Rodgers, Taviere Thomas, Jonathan Allen, and Bubba Bolden. Which one of those players will step up to the plate and be the key to the team's success? ESPN Vikings reporter Kevin Seifert shared some of his insights from the NFL annual meeting. Seifert heard from Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell that defensive coordinator Brian Flores has his eyes on Isaiah Rodgers as an early target for a secret weapon on the team. When Flo kind of has that tone in his voice about guys, O'Connell said he's been pretty darn accurate. O'Connell added that Rodgers could be seeing more playing time than some might expect. I see Isaiah being an every-down impact guy. Rodgers signed a 2-year, $14 million deal with the Vikings after spending the last 2 years with the Philadelphia Eagles. While 2023 was a wash as he served a 1-year suspension for violating the NFL's gambling policy, Rodgers came back strong during the Eagles' Super Bowl 2024 campaign with 26 tackles, 4 pass deflections, and a forced fumble in 15 games. Byron Murphy Jr. was resigned this offseason by Minnesota as he is expected to be the #1 cornerback on the depth chart. Working opposite him would currently be between Rodgers and Okudah. Rodgers and Okudah were both selected in the 2020 NFL draft, as Okudah was a first-round pick and Rodgers was a 6th-round pick. Comparing career numbers, Rodgers has been better in coverage against Okudah during their careers. Here are the numbers stat: Isaiah Rodgers, Jeff Okudah, completion percentage 58, 967 yards allowed per completion 10, 615 QB rating 90, 8 103. 8. Okudah has started 31 games, while Rodgers has just 13 starts, indicating that Okudah faced stiffer competition throughout his career. There's no denying, though, that Flores might be onto something with Rodgers for 2025. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Vikes news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Justin Jefferson reacts to Vikings trade talk amid head-turning QB clip. The Minnesota Vikings continue to move toward 2024 first-round pick J.J. McCarthy starting at quarterback in 2025. Part of the Vikings' faith in McCarthy, who missed his rookie season with a torn meniscus, is his supporting cast, including Justin Jefferson. Jefferson, a 4-time Pro Bowler and 2-time All-Pro, is an avid gamer and hosts live streams of his sessions on popular social media platform Twitch. He fittingly responded to a lighthearted recruiting attempt during a recent stream. "Hey, chat. I can get Justin to come to the Bengals, yell," Cincinnati star Jamar Chase Jefferson's college teammate said during their joint Twitch livestream on March 30th, drawing the relieving response from the Viking star. "You can't," Jefferson said without changing expressions. "They just gave Uno Chase the keys to the crib. I can't have the keys to the crib too." The Bengals signed Chase to a 4-year, $161 million contract this offseason that bests the 4-year, $140 million pact Jefferson signed in 2024 that made him the highest-paid offensive skill player at the time in terms of total value. Jefferson still holds that title in terms of total guaranteed money with 88, $7 million to 73, $9 million for Chase. Jefferson's production and age should allow him to re-up for another sizable payday before the Viking star turns 30 years old. Justin Jefferson throws TD pass with virtual J.J. McCarthy, Vikings in Madden 25. During that same stream, a fan asked Jefferson to replace former Vikings QB Sam Darnold with McCarthy in Madden 25. Jefferson did just that, and on the very first play from scrimmage with his apparent new starting quarterback, threw a 75-yard touchdown to the virtual version of fellow Vikings wideout Jalen Nailor. Jefferson's reaction could offer a glimpse of what is to come next season. The footage and Jefferson's reaction were quite similar to what McCarthy actually did during his lone game action in 2024, a preseason tilt against the Las Vegas Raiders. Then it was a 45-yarder to Tristan Jackson for pay dirt, and Jefferson offered a similar reaction. Unfortunately for Jefferson and McCarthy, they did not even get to build chemistry in practice, with the Vikings QB shelved due to his knee injury. J.J. McCarthy's time as Vikings QB1 coming Jefferson's comfort with McCarthy in real life is paramount, with the Vikings showing no signs of wanting to delay the rookie any more than he proves is necessary during the OTAs, minicamps, and training camp. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell spoke to that during the annual NFL owners meeting in Palm Beach, Florida. The Minnesota Vikings could put former first-round pick on the trade block as several Buffalo Bill trade rumors are floating. The Minnesota Vikings could be exploring the idea to trade wide receiver Jordan Addison to the Buffalo Bills this NFL draft. According to several rumors, the Bills may look into trading for the wideout since they're in dire need of a new weapon. Buffalo is open to retaining Amari Cooper on a new deal, but that might not happen if they wind up acquiring Addison in a trade. Originally selected in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft, the former USC product is the perfect tandem to Justin Jefferson, but it doesn't mean the Vikings won't consider trading him. Addison is eligible for a contract extension after this upcoming season, and the Vikings will eventually need to decide on his future. Last offseason, the Vikings gave Justin Jefferson a record-breaking contract, so the team probably won't have plenty of cap space to retain him either way. After playing in just 2 seasons, he's been one of the most explosive pass catchers for Minnesota other than Jefferson, recording 875 passing yards and 19 touchdowns. Addison did have some off-field issues before he entered the league, with suspicion to Kyrie Jackson's death in a car accident and being cited for speeding and reckless driving. It would be surprising if the Vikings decide to trade Addison since he's just entering his 3rd season in the league, but it's not out of the question. Minnesota will want to trade him now to get the best offer in return, like a first-round pick, but these two teams might be willing to reel him in and trade for Addison. Breaking Chiefs, Saints could interfere in Vikings Jordan Addison trade. The Chiefs' dilemma, the Kansas City Chiefs find themselves in a weird situation as the wide receiver room could go one way or the other. After losing DeAndre Hopkins to the Baltimore Ravens, the team has yet to find a replacement for him. Marquise Brown might be returning, but this will likely be his last season with them since he's only signing a 1-year deal. Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice will only have futures on this team if they can stay out of trouble for the longevity of their tenure in Kansas City. Jordan Addison has had his fair share of legal troubles too, but with the Chiefs, they always find a way to get over the hump. Kansas City isn't distracted as they've gone to the Super Bowl for 3 straight years, but they might need someone like Addison to cover the hole if Worthy or Rice gets suspended. As long as Addison stays out of trouble as well, he could be a solid young starter with a lot of upside, similar to the characteristics that Rice and Worthy share. Chris Olave gone too. Chris Olave is another name that is floating in the Bills trade discussions this offseason. It's easy to see why Olave could move on after his season-ending injury, and the Saints are heading toward a rebuild under head coach Kellen Moore. The Saints probably won't make it to the playoffs again this upcoming season since Derek Carr's coming back. He has been impressive, and since Olave will likely be frustrated, they could trade him before it happens. If that happens, the team could trade for Addison themselves to pair with Rashid Shaheed and veteran Brandon Cooks. And now, Vikings. Fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Vikes. I'll be back any moment with more Vikings news. Skol, Vikings!